Man, I'm not ready for this shit today.
Here's the deal. Nobody wakes up hoping to get mentally mugged, but somehow every week someone slides into your life with a smile, a question, and a motive darker than their browser history. These aren't just liars. These are professional manipulators. The kind who don't stab you in the back. They convince you to hand them the knife and guide their hand. And the coldest part, they don't lie with stories. They lie with questions. Sounds innocent, right? Wrong. These questions are psychological landmines disguised as small talk, designed to make you question your memory, your feelings, your boundaries, even your sanity. So, today, we're not just exposing these tricks. We're burning the whole playbook, because once you know what these questions really mean, you won't just dodge the manipulation. You'll start seeing these people coming from a mile away. Now, before we dive in, let me tell you why this matters. There was a guy I knew, let's call him Aaron, smart dude, loyal, always gave people the benefit of the doubt. One day, his girlfriend asked him, "Why are you always trying to start something? Not after lying, not during a fight." Just out of nowhere, after she went silent for hours and came back with excuses that didn't add up. Instead of questioning her story, Aaron questioned himself.
Maybe I am overthinking it, or maybe she just knows how to flip it on me.
Thought maybe he was being dramatic. 6 months later, he finds out she was cheating the whole time. That one question twisted everything. And it's not just relationships. These lies show up at work, in friendships, even in family. You're not paranoid for recognizing them. You're smart. So let's break this all the way down. First question they ask, why are you always trying to make me the bad guy? They mess up, get caught, and instead of addressing what happened, they spin the whole story to make you look like the villain. This isn't about justice. Honestly, it's about control. They know what they did, but if they can make you feel guilty for calling it out, well, they win. This question isn't curiosity. It's projection wrapped in victimhood. And, the moment you try to defend yourself from being the bad guy, you're off the real issue. Second question, why do you always assume the worst about me? This usually pops up when you catch them doing something shady and your instincts just go off. But instead of answering your concerns, they make it about your so-called trust issues. Suddenly, you're the one on trial, not them. This question forces you to explain why you're being cautious, instead of why they gave you a reason to be. It sounds like they care, but honestly, they don't. They just want to shut the conversation down. Third question. So you don't believe in second chances. They know they messed up. They know you caught them. But instead of saying, I was wrong, they pressure you to be the bigger person. This question makes you feel like you lack compassion, like you're the one standing in the way of growth. But it's not about second chances. It's about skipping the consequences. Second chances aren't owed, they're earned. And if someone keeps asking for one without fixing anything, they're not growing, they're gaming the system. Fourth question, can't we just go back to how things were? This one sounds sweet on the surface, nostalgic, emotional, but it's a Trojan horse, because what they really mean is, let's skip the part where I take responsibility. Going back to how things were often means, honestly, ignoring how things actually are. Don't fall for the fantasy. If it was so good before, you wouldn't be here now. Fifth question. Are you just going to throw everything away over one mistake? They frame your reaction as the real issue, not the lie, not the betrayal, not the repeated behavior. Your response becomes the crime. They want you to see your boundary as a loss, to forget that their one mistake was actually the last straw. It's not about one moment. It's about the pattern. And if someone keeps making you question your sanity to keep them, that's not love. That's emotional warfare. Let's be clear. These questions might sound innocent, but they're designed for one thing, to flip the script before you even read it. They don't want to solve the problem. They want to escape it. They don't want truth. They want control over your version of it. But once you know what these questions really are, you stop answering them like they're real. Because they're not. They're distractions. They're performance pieces. They're smoke and mirrors. And when you stop reacting, when you stop giving them the energy, they lose the power. Not because they changed, but because you did. You saw through it. You held your ground. You let silence do what their noise never could. Tell the truth. So, the next time someone hits you with one of those lines, you don't explain, you don't defend, you don't flinch. You just say, that's not a question, that's a trap, and I don't step in those anymore. Then you walk away, not because you're cold, but because you're clear. That's how you win this game. You stop playing it.